Welcome to Nintendo Ninja News. I'm your host Chris Dices, and we're here with a new video, or the first video for 2023, which is cool. But we are here to talk about The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, about, is it possibly it's the last major Nintendo Switch game for the console itself? And there has been a little bit of chatter about that from certain journalists and certain people in the know. We look at this from the owner and editor of VGC News, which they're pretty legit people. They're people that I would trust with their news and things like that. And they said that I wouldn't be surprised. This is the second part, which is more interesting. We'll say the whole thing. From what I'm hearing, I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo starts talking about new hardware by 2024. I'm not convinced another huge first-party game other than Zelda is left on the Switch. Usual Nintendo prediction can supply. Yeah, so it's normally very hard to predict things for Nintendo, which is why I don't do predictions. But there are other people who are brave enough to do it and then get slaughtered when they get it wrong. There was another rumor too about the Switch Pro. It was in the works, but it got cancelled, and which was interesting until Nintendo cancelled the entire project, and that they could be to avoid taking the risk of releasing another console failure, since they did with the GameCube and the Wii U. Okay, so when they mean huge first-party game, they're not talking about Pikmin or F-Zero or those type of titles. The ones that don't sell. That's the reason why they don't make those the games, is they don't sell that well. And plus, from a creative point of view, they don't really know what to do with them, because it's basically the same thing on those type of games. On the other hand, I think that, is there another Mario game coming out? Because that too hasn't had a release now for 6 years, which is a pretty long time for a mainland Mario game. I don't think they have even done a 2D Mario game for like nearly 10 years. So, which is really, really interesting. I'm not too sure. But I think that there is probably one or two other interesting Nintendo games, and then you'll start to see remakes and ports afterwards. For that sort of thing. You could see some Zelda ports, you might see a Mario port, you might see a remake of, games on the 3DS or whatever. What are the comments like down here? Have you heard anything from your own sources? This is basically a prediction based on some information that I've heard. Fuck. So, it's not real good. He hasn't had any first-hand information. It's basically stuff that he's heard in the pipeline. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it. There may be more than just Zelda, but with Nintendo, it's hard to predict these type of things. So we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it. Fingers crossed that there'll be some interesting things to come. But I'm looking forward to what this year presents. I'm sure that Zelda's going to be great, and I'm sure that there will be other surprises this year from Nintendo, because they can't get the Switch players getting too bored of their console. While it still sells very well, maybe the current owners of the Switch are getting a little bit bored, a little bit, wondering what's going to be happening next on the horizon. So do let me know what you think of future Switch games and what will be happening. And yeah, that's it for me. I'll see you next time.